Okay, you can start now.
All right. So good evening, everyone. Yeah, thank you, Vidit sir. Let me start the recording also.
Make me co-host.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this checkpoint training day 1. Let me just share my screen, and if you guys can see it, just confirm me so that we can start. Thank you, Vidit sir. Let me start the recording also. Okay, perfect. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. All right. So welcome everyone. This is the first day 1 or lecture 1, you can consider it, where we will be discussing certain things regarding this particular course. So, this is basically checkpoint CCSA plus CCSE course. And we are going to start this course.
So I asked you that you will ask user to.
Okay. So this is CCSA and CCSE course, which we are going to start from the coming weekend. And in today's lecture, I'll be telling you like this course is designed for who people, and like why you should consider this course, and what all are the topics we will be discussing in this particular course, as well as what is the checkpoint, what are the features of the checkpoint, and some of the beautiful features we will be discussing in today's class. Okay, so this is checkpoint 4600 model, right? If you asking about the hardware, this is the physical 4600 model hardware which is available in today's time. So I'm really glad you all are here. So let's start quickly. Okay, so let me start with the syllabus. Okay, so this is the syllabus of the checkpoint which we will be covering in this particular CCS and CCSE course. And my approach in this particular course will be like I'll be considering you all on the 0th level, and I'll be dragging you all from 0 to 100th level. Okay, so my approach will be like completing the theory part. Okay, and then I'll be followed by the practical part. Okay, and followed by interview questions. Okay, so let's suppose there is one topic named, for example, cluster, right? Cluster is there. What is cluster? Failover. How failover works in checkpoint firewall. So I'll be completing the theory part. Then I'll be demonstrating the practical of that, and then I'll be discussing the interview questions of that particular topic. So from like with this approach, I'll be covering that particular topic 100%. Okay, I'll be making you all comfortable with this particular topic, and you will be like covering, and you will be ready to answer any of the questions regarding that particular topic. All right. So, initially we'll cover the history of the firewall, architecture of the firewall. No, so as you know that, as it is mentioned over here also, that this course is basically CCSA and CCSE. Now, what is CCSA? CCSE stands for Checkpoint Certified Security Administrator. So it's like CCNA, right? Then after the CCNA, you have CCNP, right? Similarly, we have CCSE over here, right? So this is equivalent to CCSA, and this is equivalent to CCSE, right? So now, with like, if you are you have been trained into CCNP, that means you are a professional level player in Cisco, right? Right. Similarly, if you have completed CCSE, that means you are good with checkpoint. right? And it is like expected from you that you can handle level 3 calls, or troubleshooting calls of checkpoint very easily. That's the expectation from you. And believe me, when we will be completing this particular course, you will be having certain knowledge, you will be having certain understanding of the checkpoint, where you can handle these calls. And I'll be teaching you how you should plan your coming 2.5 months in which we will be covering this particular course, so that you can achieve this particular goal, right? Okay, so initially we will be discussing the history of the checkpoint, architecture, packet flow of the checkpoint. Why? Because my understanding is, whenever you are learning any technology, whether it's a checkpoint, it's a Palo Alto, or any of them, you should always start from the basics, right? So history is basic of checkpoint, right? So we'll learn like how checkpoint started, right? How they have developed themselves, how they have evolved over the time. Okay. Then we'll discuss the architecture of checkpoint, packet flow. Why packet flow? Because packet flow is the thing which will help us to understand if my traffic is flowing through a firewall and it's getting dropped over here, what could be the problem? Where exactly that problem lies, right? So I'll be discussing two packet flow over here. One will be high level packet flow. One will be low level. So this low level one is very, very, very important for your understanding. Okay, then we'll see the creation of lab, right? Because see, if you are trying to learn any new technology, creating your own labs are very, very, very important, right? So I'll be teaching you how you can create your lab on GCP cloud, or I'll be teaching you how you can create your own lab if you have a good laptop or good hardware with you. Okay, then deployment modes, like how you can deploy the checkpoint firewall in the industry. There are certain deployment modes like standalone deployment and distributed deployment, right? What are the difference between them? In which scenario, which one should you follow, right? And what are the advantages of them? These things we'll discuss in this particular section, right? Then we have checkpoint components, right? There are actually, checkpoint provides a combination of softwares, right? Which we call smart console nowadays, right? This is what? This is a combination of certain software which are smart console, smart logs, smart monitor, demo mode, smart update, and the licensing and blade. These are what? These are softwares basically. And what they do, they help us to manage and maintain the checkpoint firewall. So if you talk about smart update, whenever you need to do what? Your upgrade of the firewall, you will be needing this smart update. And this is this utility called CPUs, right? With the help of the CPUs, you can upgrade the checkpoint firewall very easily. Otherwise, it's a saying in the industry that checkpoint firewalls upgrade is one of the biggest nightmare for an engineer. But believe me, if you'll follow the CPU's approach, it will be very easy for you. All right. Now, after this, we have certain things like, when we will be finishing the components and everything, we'll come to the concept of natting and the policies, where we will discuss the hide NAT, static NAT, U-turn NAT, theory and the configuration of this, and we'll see these things in your live classes. All right. Then we have cluster introduction, where we'll discuss the high availability cluster, cluster Excel, load sharing, multicast, and unicast. Although this particular option is no more used in the industry nowadays, but still we have this option, so we have to cover it, and we'll do that. All right. Now, after that, we have your firewall monitor, right? Your firewall monitor is there, right? Where we'll discuss the SAM rule, and we'll discuss how the SAM rule can help you to troubleshoot the DOS attack. Let's suppose there is a DOS attack. What is DOS attack? Distributed denial of service. Sorry, that is DDoS attack actually. Distributed denial of service. Now DOS is what? Denial of service. So in case you have any of these attacks in your network, so what you can do, you can take the help of this SAM rule, right? And this SAM rule will help you to understand the attack, and it will help you to mitigate the attack. Okay, so we'll see that how you can do that, and it's very, very, very easy. All right, then we'll come to the checkpoint basic commands, basically, right? Troubleshooting basic command, like if you are working as a level 1 of checkpoint, or maybe level 1+ checkpoint. So these commands will be very helpful to you because you will be checking certain things on the basis of with the help of these particular commands. All right. Now, so till here, if you ask me, till here, the topic wise, our CCSA will be finished, right? Now, let me discuss some of the topics which are very important in terms of CCSA. So the checkpoint firewall backup. So in there, certain backup techniques are there in the checkpoint, and they all techniques makes very, very, very much sense. For example, snapshot backup, import export backup, revision control backup. In which scenario, which type of backup you should take, right? You should take, in which scenario you should consider the snapshot backup, in which scenario you should consider the import export backup, in which scenario you should consider the revision control backup, right? So I'll be telling you that what benefit this snapshot will be providing and in which scenario you should take them, right? Similarly, checkpoint client addition. If let's suppose you are not able to log into the checkpoint, then in that case, how you can add that user into the admin section or maybe admin role, right? Then if you ask me about the checkpoint policy installation, like if you have clicked on the button which says install policy, right? What you have done, you have mentioned, like you have clicked on the button which says install policy, then there has to be one process, right, which will be followed in the background, through which the policy is getting installed. That process will be explained over here. That process is called installation flow process. After this lecture, if your policy is getting pushed and it's getting failed on 75%, you will be able to explain, or you will be able to interpret that, okay, it's getting failed at 75%, this could be the issue. All right, then we have a section of daemons. What are daemons? See, checkpoint is based on Red Hat Linux. Okay, they are based off Red Hat Linux. And now if you are from the background of Linux, you know inside the Linux, for each and every process, we have small programs, right? And these small programs are called daemons. So in checkpoint, we have certain daemons. We have multiple daemons, right? But we cannot discuss all of them. What we will be doing, we will be discussing few of them which are very important for your day-to-day operation, which are very important for day-to-day processes. So we will be discussing the daemons also. And with these daemons, I'll be discussing the working of daemons also, how these daemons works basically, right? Then we'll discuss the site-to-site VPN, basically phase 1, phase 2 configuration, remote access VPN, and so on. So what is the, see, if you ask me about the network security profile, right? If you ask me about the network security profile, so I can say you that 30% time, if you are working in the operation, 30% time you will be creating the policies. Remaining 20% time, you will be working with the logs. Remaining 30% time, you will be working with the VPNs. So you can see that the VPNs are how much big percentage this VPN section is having. So whether you are learning Palo Alto, Checkpoint, or any of the technology, VPN is very, very, very crucial. And in our sessions, we will be spending approximately 4 hours on this VPN, where we will be considering, like we will be like completing the theory as well as the practical of the VPN on the checkpoint firewall, right? After this, we have different types and used of like different types and use of phases. So what it means basically, the use of this phase 1 and phase 2, why we need it, right? What are the actual use of these phases? Now, after this, we have another very important topic, which is called acceleration. What it is acceleration. Now, this acceleration is very, very, very important, very important topic for you all, if you are going for an interview which is more than L2. So if you are going on a level 2 plus interview, if you are going for level 3 interview, there are 70% chances that these technology, these secure Excel cluster and the code Excel will be asked, and there will be good discussion on these technologies. All right. Even whenever I sit in the interview panel of any of the company, I always ask questions on core Excel. I always ask questions on secure Excel. Right? Because these are a very, very, very important topic, and they play a very, very, very crucial role in your day-to-day operation. Right? Now, like you all know that this checkpoint firewall is what? It's a next generation firewall. Right? It's what? It's a next generation firewall. So what are the next generation firewall? Next generation firewall are the firewall who are having the next generation features. For an example, HTTPS inspection, URL filtering, content awareness, SSL decryption, right? IPS profile, antivirus, right? These are what? These are your content inspection. Content is there, right? Basically, these are what? These are layer 7 features. These are what? Layer 7 feature. That's the reason we say that this firewall is layer 7 firewall, or you can say this is a next generation firewall. So we will be discussing about these technologies one by one, and I'll be make comfortable that how you can implement these technologies on with respect to your checkpoint firewall. So if you have checkpoint firewall in your network, you do not need to purchase any other solution, right? So earlier, what used to be there? We used to have one router over here, which used to be connected with the cloud, and with the router, we used to have one firewall, then IPS, then IDS, then DLP, then URL, right? Then your antivirus, right? Then switch, and then the user. Now, if the user has to send the traffic on the internet, the traffic has to travel throughout these appliances, and it has to cross these many appliances to travel on the internet. So we used to had very, very, very much slowness on the network, and that was a very big challenge. So what happens when the firewalls has evolved over the time? So all these functionality, all these features were combined into the firewall. So now, apart from these all, these all devices over here, we have only one device between your switch and the router, which is called your next generation firewall. Which is called your next generation firewall, right? So because it's the next generation firewall, so we will be using studying the functionality of the next generation firewall also. Similarly, LDAP integration. LDAP integration is very much important for any network, because with the help of this LDAP integration, we will be able to understand, or we will be able to check the logs that which particular user is trying which particular destination, right? Similarly, some kernel level understanding and the packet flow of the firewall. So, I'll be teaching you how the checkpoints kernel is designed, right? What are the basic benefit of that kernel designing, right? What functionality that checkpoints kernel provides. So similarly over here, when we will be discussing this particular topic, here we will be having some advanced troubleshooting, right? We will be having some advanced troubleshooting. For an example, TCP dump. right? In which particular case you should run this TCP dump, and what information you should look for. In which particular scenario you should go for FW monitor, right? And what information you should look for inside the FW monitor. Similarly, we have Z debug. Now, what is Z debug? It's a kernel level Z debug. This kernel level debugging, where your checkpoint firewall will tell you certain information which will be very, very, very helpful in your day-to-day operation. So, checkpoint is the only firewall who is providing that much capturing mechanism, that much functionality of the captures, where you can run TCP dump, FW monitor, Z debug, multiple level of packet capturing to troubleshoot your ongoing issue. Right? So these all are the basic, these all are the high view of the syllabus which we will be covering in your this particular CCSA and CCSE journey. If you have any doubt regarding this syllabus, you can ask me right now, and then we'll proceed further. Anyone, any doubt? No doubt? Okay, perfect. Now, let me proceed further.
Excuse me.
Yes, please.
What will be the difference between this checkpoint and others firewall? What will be benefit we will get? Like Palo Alto there, Fortinet is there.
Mm-hmm.
What will the difference?
Are you working with Palo Alto?
Fortinet I am working.
You are working with Fortinet, right?
Yes.
There is a concept of zones, right?
Yes.
But in checkpoint, there is no zone concept.
Okay.
In the industry, let me tell you this thing, and I can code this thing. If you are in industry and you are working with different vendor of firewalls, among them, checkpoint is the one of the firewall who is easiest to understand. Easiest to understand, and it's in the market leader section. It's not a very small technology. It's in the leader section, and it's in the leader section from very, very, very long. So when you start working on checkpoint, when you will log into the dashboard, there is no fancy things. There is no very high-end things. Very small, very, very intellectual, and very, sense-making options are there. So when you will be start working on this, like the day will, start working with the checkpoint, when you log into your smart console, you'll be able to understand, okay, this is really very easy to understand firewall, right?
Yes. What about the security level?
Security level is equivalent to all the other firewalls like checkpoint and Palo Alto and Fortinet. There is no compromise on the security level.
The question is, why should we use the checkpoint?
Why should we see? There is no hard and fast rule that you should use the checkpoint, but it's the level of requirement. Actually, I have seen certain regions in the globe where Palo Alto's support is not better. Palo Alto's shipment is not too much better. There you can have the option of checkpoint, and certain areas are there where you should, if you want, you can go for other firewalls also. So there is no as such rule that there is one statement because of this you should go for checkpoint. But yes, it's a good technology. You have a multiple option. Like I think in the leaders section we have only 3 options, right? Fortinet, Palo Alto, and checkpoint. So from all of 3, you can use anyone. But if you use the checkpoint, it's very easy to manage, very easy to maintain, and very easy to understand.
Like security reason that security level is good in Palo Alto, banks, organizations, and these things. Palo Alto is the number 1 security.
See how you say it's number 1. On the Gartner's report, we have all these 3 vendors. How you say it's number 1? Yes, there are
Mostly
certain features
security
which Palo Alto
organizations.
provide.
Yeah, Palo Alto provide, and security organization like banks, these things. No, mostly they have the Palo Alto only.
It's
They are
not like
telling
that.
it is
It's not like that. Yes, you are correct
secure
that
and these things.
mostly they have. Mostly they
Big
have.
organizations, branches, and corporate office, they are using the Palo Alto. Second is Fortinets. So why should we use that checkpoint?
It's
Any
not
reason
like
you can show?
that. No. It's a wrong understanding actually. It's not like all the banks and everyone using Palo Alto, then everyone is using Fortinet. I am being in the industry from last 10 years. And I do not want to take the names, but I have worked with a reputed organization. I have seen people, they are getting migrated from Palo Alto to Checkpoint. I have seen people who are getting migrated from Cisco FTD to Checkpoint. Right, so it's the personal choice. There is no single statement that you should go for this one. But yes, if you are using Checkpoint, you are getting best technology, you are getting best security, one of the best security you can say, and it's really easy to maintain. And if you ask me, Checkpoint is the company who is having the biggest R&D team in the market actually. If you talk about the stateful inspection, you heard about the stateful inspection?
Yes.
Right? You heard about the stateful inspection, right?
Yes,
Stateful inspection is being developed by Checkpoint. Now, today's date, everybody, whether talk about Palo Alto, Fortinet, everyone is using this technology. You talk about Core Excel, you talk about Cluster Excel, they are patented technology by Checkpoint. It's not a very small company. They have the biggest R&D center in the market actually. So it's a very good technology to learn. And if you are learning, rest like it's an individual like thinking actually. Yeah.
So that Palo Alto, it is coming from the Checkpoint copy or anything?
No, it's not right. It's totally different. Fortinet, you can say Fortinet is somewhere similar to Palo Alto, but Checkpoint is altogether different thing. It's very easy, man. Don't worry about it.
Assume that if I learn this in Checkpoint, this is training, everything finish, I learned everything, I know everything. So tomorrow onwards, I will be advised to my organization, kindly implement the Checkpoint instead of the Cisco or Fortinet, anything. So they will be raised the question to what is the difference between why you suggestion to the Checkpoints.
Stability. Checkpoint is way more stable, man.
How?
In terms of upgrades or in terms of hardwares, their hardwares are very good. They are like smaller models also giving very high throughput basically. If you talk about 4600 model, it's not a very high model, right? But it can handle up to I believe 50-60 GB of throughput through their hardware. Right, so their throughputs are very good, and it's a matter of comparison basically when you will procure this particular hardware. Right, support is very good. Support is really very good.
Even Fortinet also having the good support and that customer support also, and they are giving some free trainings also.
1 minute. We are not here to compare the technologies basically.
Okay.
We are here to.
Yes. If I'm wrong, you can say why, because I'm not aware of the Checkpoint. First time I'm entering the Checkpoint.
Let me make this thing clear. We're not here to compare the technology right now because we have very limited time today, actually, right? So we'll do this all discussion we'll do in our classes, right? Where we will be having ample of time actually, right? So today we have very limited time. So let's stick to the agenda. So if you have any doubt regarding the topic wise that, okay, this particular topic will be covered or not or so on, so you can ask me right now.
See, I took the training Palo Alto and Fortinet from this institute only. So that's why I want to compare that Checkpoint also.
That you do in the class.
I'm raising the classes, raising these doubts.
No issue. We'll do that in the class.
Before join only, I can ask this question. If you clarify only, we can join. No.
See, if we'll go into that comparison thing, then I think rest of the people will be sitting idle over here. No.
Yeah, if they have the doubt, they can also raise. As you asking the question.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that in the classes. Any other doubt regarding this thing? Wait for some time. We'll do that. Not a problem.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Anyone else like regarding this particular syllabus thing? Okay, perfect.
Hi, sir.
Yes, please.
Hi, sir. This is Akash. I've just joined this session.
Yes, Akash.
Actually, I have today completed F5 batch. So I was looking to join one firewall. and I'm working on Palo Alto. I was thinking to learn one more firewall, that is Checkpoint. So I wanted to know like what will be the batch timing and other stuff.
Batch time will be 4 to 6.
And that is Saturday, Sunday?
Yes, weekend batch.
Okay. Okay. And how duration of the batch?
We will be taking from like 2 hours minimum time will be there, but it can extend to 2.5 hours too.
No, that is total duration. How many months?
2.5 months.
2.5.
Yeah,
Okay.
approximately. I need approximately 35 to 30 to 35 hours minimum.
Okay. And what all will be the topics covered?
Topics I have just explained you. If you have not seen this, just go through the recordings. I have covered the syllabus part here, right?
Okay, sir.
Let's just go through the recording. You'll be able to understand what all the topics I have covered over here. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
So today is a demo section only.
It's a sort of demo. Yes.
Okay. So how you will we will do the lab?
Lab, I'll be telling you the lab, like how you can configure lab on the Google GCP, as well as I'll be telling you how you can set up your lab on your own on laptop, on your own device.
In VMs, any other tools, something is there?
How you have done the lab of Palo Alto here.
Okay. Same thing.
Yeah.
So which version you will be teach us?
R81.
81.
Yeah. It's the latest version, R81. And we'll try to get the R81.10 if possible. It's the latest actually, but the stable one is the R81. All right. This is the latest version of our checkpoint.
What about the certifications?
Certification you have to do you by one.
Yeah, but how many certification is there?
I'll be coming on that.
Okay.
All right. So, this is the 2021 report. If you guys have like why we should prefer checkpoint, whether we should go for checkpoint or not. So see, in the leaders section, we have 3 companies. One is Palo Alto, one is Fortinet, one is Checkpoint. They all are doing very good job in the market of firewall. They all are providing very, very, very good, support, very good security level they are providing. It just like if your company feels good, your budget is good, and everything is good. So it's totally depend upon you that which one you should buy, right? So this is totally your call. So if you are taking any of these technologies, you are doing fantastic. Don't worry about it. These all 3 are very good. So if you talk about Brazil region, their Fortinet support, I feel that Brazil in the Fortinet support is not that much good actually. So there I have seen people going for checkpoint. Right, so it's totally depend upon the region to region, but it's totally individuals calls. There is no as such hard and fast rule, right? Okay, perfect. Now somebody was asking that about the checkpoint certification path. So if like initially you are being trained with this certification, CCSA, it's a basic like CCNA I have told you, right? CCNA level certification. Then you have CCSE, right? Checkpoint Certified Security Expert, right? So after this, if you have been trained, you are having good understanding, you have spent a lot of time on checkpoint, you are good with CCSE level concept and everything, you have good hands-on, you can go for this VSX or MDS level certification. Okay, so this is what this is, this is CCNA, this is CCNP level certification, and this is CCI level certification. Very, very, very high level concepts will be there. And in this particular session, which we are going to start, we will be targeting these 2 certifications, these 2. Right? A lot of students ask me, sir, after taking this course, will I be able to give the exam? Yes, you can do that. But the problem is you have to go through with the admin guide. Right? But why you have to go with the admin guide? Because this particular course is to give you the understanding of checkpoint, to make you comfortable so that you can work in the operations. You can work in the project team of a company. You can be a network engineer of checkpoint, right? My motto will not be to make you comfortable to clear your certification. My intention will be to make you comfortable with the technology so that you can work confidently. Okay. And while completing the CCSA and CCSE, I'll be touching these technologies also, MDS and VSS also, right? What is the difference between them? The basic fundamental of the VSS and MDS, I'll be touching, although it's totally a very different batch and very different technology, but I'll be giving you some insight about it. Do not worry about it. Okay, so this is the certification part basically. All right, now if we move further, so this is the path Checkpoint has chosen basically, right? And like they have started in 1990, right? They have come up with a solution called antivirus protection. In 2000, they are coming with they started with the firewall actually, right? And so on. Then IPS they have launched, behavioral analysis they have launched, right? Multi-vector prevention they have launched. Now they're working on the nano security. In 2021, they have published this thing that their agenda is going with the nano security, right? Smallest thing you do on the network, it should be secured on that particular thing they are working, and that's the agenda of their generation 6. Right? In generation 2, they have launched the firewall. So Checkpoint is not altogether a firewall company. It's a security company who is working in a security direction, who is working on a multiple security model base. All right. Now, if you talk about the features Checkpoint provide, these all are the features which Checkpoint provide. These all are the blades Checkpoint provide. Sandblast, threat prevention emulation, right? When Palo Alto came into the market, they have marketed this thing that we are doing the sandboxing. The Sandblast is similar to the sandbox. It's already there with the Checkpoint since Palo Alto started, deploying their products in the market. URL filtering, VPN, anti-bot, firewall, DLP, IPS, anti-spam, app control, identity awareness, antivirus, and threat extraction. So Sandblast for threat emulation and the extraction for both their Sandblast is working. So these are the blades and the features. We'll discuss each of these blades and the features, how you can create your anti-bot or anti-spam profiles over there on the Checkpoint. We'll discuss these things in very detail. All right. Now, okay. Let's start here. So till here, I have given you, basic understanding of the batch, basic understanding of this particular, okay, basic understanding of the course, basic understanding of the Checkpoint firewall, like how it works and everything. Now let's start about the Checkpoint firewall's understanding, right? Till here, I have given the understanding of batch and the course content and everything. Now let's start with the Checkpoint. So I have certain messages in my chat. Let me go through with them. I would like to understand more about the cluster Excel and the core Excel. Definitely, I'll be discussing these technologies. And another one is, what is the timing for this class? I am in Australia zone. Okay, so I think we will be having the batch from 4 to 6 p.m. IST. This will be timing for this particular batch. Okay, so plan accordingly. All right, so let's start with the history of Checkpoint. So it will not take more than 5 minutes, and then after this this discussion, I'll be starting your secure Excel. Okay, I'll be giving you understanding of the secure Excel. All right, so Checkpoint, when they came into the market, they have come up with a solution called IPSO. I'm talking about the firewall market. Okay, I'm not talking about the antivirus or anything. I'm talking about the generation 2. they have come up with the firewall solution, and the operating system, for example, in Microsoft, they have their operating system, right? What is the name of that operating system? It's Windows, right? It's Windows. Similarly, Apple is having its own operating system. It's called what? Macintosh, right? Or Mac OS, you can mention it. Similarly, Checkpoint is also had one operating system, one version of it. It's called IPSO. It's a old technology, and this is the technology through which they have entered the market. But it was very basic technology, very easy to navigate, very old technology was there. So, and there were a lot of bugs also in this particular IPSO. So what they have done, immediately after the IPSO, after some time, they have come up with another version of this Checkpoint firewall, where they were using operating system called Splat. And this Splat was developed on Red Hat, and it has solved a lot of problem which was there in the IPSO. Now, this Splat was also not up to the mark, basically, and there were also a lot of bugs on this Splat. So what they have done, they have created altogether a new version in 2012, right? And what they have done, they have created altogether a new version, and they have named it Gaia, right? And then they have chosen the problems of IPSO, and they have chosen the problems of Splat, and they have mitigated all the problems in this Gaia. So nowadays we are working with Gaia, right? And initially there was Gaia R75, there were R70, then 75, then R76, then R73 or something, right? Sorry, R76, R77, then there was a very famous, very popular version, R77.30 version was there in the market for quite a long time. And then 2016, they have came up with R80, right? Then they have come up with R8010, then 20, then 30, then 40. Now they have launched R81. This will be the version we will be using in our lab, basically. Okay. All right. Now, let me start your cluster Excel. Okay. So, do we have anyone in this class who is already working with the Checkpoint? Anyone? Anyone working with the Checkpoint? Not a single person working with the Checkpoint? Okay. So let me share one diagram, basically. Then you'll be able to understand. Just confirm if you guys can see my screen. And you can see this diagram of the packet flow of Checkpoint. You guys can see or not?
Yes, sir, we can.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the confirmation. So see, this is the detailed low-level packet flow of the Checkpoint. Okay. So what happens here? Whenever a packet coming from the interface, it is getting entered over here at the interface level, and then it's coming to the dispatcher, right? And then accordingly, it's coming to your slow path. So if the communication is getting initiated and it's the first packet of the communication, you can call it TCP SYN. If it's a TCP communication, TCP SYN. If TCP SYN is there and it's a first packet, right? So it will be coming all together to the slow path. Now, what is slow path? Slow path is the path which will be followed by first packet of a communication. All right. Now we will be discussing the slow path in very much detail, but right now just understand this thing. Slow path is a thing which will be preferred by the first packet. So if the first packet of any communication coming to your firewall, it will be processed by your slow path. Then we have another medium path, And then we have another which is called fast path, right? So these 3 paths we have available in this particular checkpoint firewall. So we have discussed that if it's the first packet, it will be coming to the slow path by default, right? But it's also there that what about the medium path and what about the fast path? So listen to me very carefully. If it's a first packet, it will be coming to the slow path. But if it's not a first packet, that means there has to be one entry in the connection table, right? It has to be one entry in the connection table. Now you know what is connection table. Firewall next generation, when we talk about the next generation firewall, they all are working with the stateful inspection, right? What do you mean by stateful inspection? These all firewalls are creating what? They're creating one session table, right? They are creating what session table. So if the packet is a first packet, it will come to the slow path. But if it's not a first packet, it should come to the session table. It should not come to the slow path. There has to be one entry in the session table, right? So in that, when if it's not a first packet, there has to be one entry in the session table. And if there is one entry in the session table, the policy lookup will be bypassed. So this is the basic fundamental of the stateful inspection. If your firewall supports stateful inspection, then this is how the packet will be processed, right? Understood till here? Everyone? Aniket Tiwari, you have some doubt. Yes, please go on. Aniket.
Hello. Sir, am I audible to you?
Yes, you are audible. Please go on.
Sir, actually, as you explained about the this one next generation firewall connections, sir. So I was not been clear what you were saying, sir. The point was not clear to me.
This
So
stateful inspection thing?
Yes, the stateful inspection thing. I was not clear about that.
No issue, Aniket. Let me give you the brief about it once again. And do not worry about the stateful inspection. If you are not able to understand what is stateful inspection, we'll discuss this in our classes, right? Today's topic, like I want to explain this secure Excel actually. So I have to go a bit faster just for like today's session. Just understand this thing. If you are working with next generation firewall, right? So they will be doing a stateful inspection. Now, what is stateful inspection? If your firewall is doing the stateful inspection, then it will be maintaining one session table, right? This session table will be having the entry and the information of six information, which is called source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, right? And the direction and the protocol. So this information, this session table entry maintains. All right. Now,
Sir, I have a question here. Sorry to interrupt here. So if there is a policy, for example, to deny it, so even that time, whether this connection table will get an update with this tuple. Okay,
it will not be maintained.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so you are understanding where I'm trying to take you, right? What is happening if you're working with the next generation firewall? So next generation firewall generally supporting stateful inspection. In the stateful inspection, what is there? All the firewall will be maintaining a session table, and then in the session table, 6 information will be maintained. What are these 6 information? These information, right? When this session entry will be maintained, when the first packet will be coming to your firewall. So when the first packet is coming to your firewall and your policy is getting, like your policy is making that packet allowed, then your session entry will be maintained. Example, you want to see the example? See, what I have told you, the first packet will be coming to the slow path, right? Let's suppose this is slow path. This is my slow path, right? You all can see, right? In the slow path, we have what? Policy lookup. Can you see? We have what? Policy lookup. The moment the policy lookup says, yes, the traffic is allowed, can you see? Add connection table entry. Means there will be one entry generated to the connection table, and it will be where? At this level. So the next time when the traffic will come to the slow path, and if the connection table entry will be available, your whole policy lookup will be bypassed, and directly the NAT destination NAT will be checked. Are you getting my point? If the entry is there in the session table, your policy lookup will be bypassed. Understood how this next generation firewall and session table and everything works?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Understood, right? See, if you are not, if it's your first time that you are hearing these terms like stateful inspection, session table, don't worry about it, right? We'll discuss this thing in very much scratch. All right. Okay. So now you understood that if the entry in the session table will be there, so this policy lookup will be bypassed. All right. Now, so this is the general firewall thing. There is nothing fancy till here. So this is general firewall thing. It's a normal checkpoint. Now, if you talk about the next generation firewall, and that too checkpoint next generation firewall, there are certain technologies which checkpoint has developed by itself. And one of them is called Secure Excel. What it is? Secure Excel. Now, what is the full form of Secure Excel? It says security acceleration. What it is? Security acceleration. What it does? It accelerates the process of the security inspection of the firewall. How it does? Can you see? Can you see here? The packet is coming to the interface. From the interface, it's coming to this small I. Right? Now, before proceeding, let me tell you one more thing. Let me go back to my PPT. Let me show you one more thing, and let me tell you one more thing. Okay. Just listen to me very carefully. Checkpoint says, let's suppose this is their checkpoint firewall, right? And this is your next generation firewall, or you can say checkpoint PT, checkpoint next generation firewall, right? So what checkpoint says, let's suppose this is your LAN side, right? The left side will be always LAN and the right side will be WAN, right? What checkpoint says? Checkpoint says, this is my checkpoint firewall and this will be my what? This will be my inside interface, correct or not? And this will be my outside interface, correct? Understood till here? Now, checkpoint says further to this. What they say, that when we talk about this LAN interface or inside interface, there will be two parts of this LAN interface. The first part will be called pre-inbound. What it is? Pre-inbound. And the second phase, second part will be called post-inbound. What it is? Pre-inbound and the post-inbound. So they say that we have two parts of our inside interface. One is called pre-inbound and another one is called post-inbound. So what is the benefit? What is the use of this pre-inbound, post-inbound? There are certain checks which will be performed on the pre-inbound level. There is certain checks which will be performed on the post-inbound level. So if the traffic is not able to pass the pre-inbound checks, it will be dropped immediately. Your post-inbound processes will not be included in that particular drop. Similarly, after the pre-inbound check, if everything is good, it will come to the post-inbound, and similarly, post-inbound checks will be performed on this. Now, after the post-inbound, your routing will happen and the traffic will be moved towards your inside interface to the outside interface. Now, checkpoint says, on my outside interface also, I have two interfaces. Like it's physically, it will be one interface, but logically, there will be two interfaces. One will call pre-outbound and another will be called post-outbound. Right? This is what they say. Now, here also, there will be some checks, which is like pre-outbound and some checks will be for post-outbound, right? Now, yeah. Let me check some different color. Green, yeah. So now this pre-inbound is called what? Small I. This post-inbound is called what? Capital I. This pre-inbound is called what? Small o. And this post-inbound is called what? Capital O. Right? So, you know, this concept, this land division of LAN, or so you can say bifurcation of LAN, will play a very, very, very crucial role in your troubleshooting, in your understanding of checkpoint. So did you understand whatever I have told you about this checkpoint hardware architecture or logical representation of checkpoint? Any doubt in this particular representation? Any doubt in pre-inbound, post-inbound, pre-outbound, and the post-outbound? Anyone? I hope whatever I'm saying, I'm able to convey the message to everyone, right? Okay, perfect.
The interface configuration also same, both side, pre-inbound.
No, configuration wise, there will not be any configuration you will be doing.
Okay.
Okay, there will not be any sort of configuration you will be doing. It's a logical representation which checkpoint says this is how we will be analyzing the packets.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes.
Now, let me show you this thing in their document. Let's go back. So you understood this thing, right? Shall I like remove this thing or not? Anyone?
Sir,
Yes, Aniket,
sir,
go on.
sir, as you said, yes, pre-outbound and post-outbound. So, sir, actually, in my organization, we also use the same firewall checkpoint only. But there is one issue, sir, going on, that if when it is bypassing the outbound layer, so it doesn't allow the downloading process.
It's an incoming packet.
No, it is from the outgoing, not from incoming.
Aniket, it will be good if we'll discuss this problem in the class, actually, right? We'll definitely, definitely we'll discuss this problem in your class. It will be good to discuss over there. Yes, please. Okay. Yeah. So this thing, like this pre-inbound, post-outbound is clear to everyone, right? If you have any sort of doubt, a smallest doubt in your mind, a smallest question in your mind, just let it out. It's clear, right? Okay. So let me rub it around. Now, remember this small I, small o, capital O, okay? So let me rub it out. Let me go back to my, image. So now, tell me, can you see this small I? Can you see this or not? Is it visible to everyone or not?
Yes, sir.
Visible, right? So they say that when the traffic will be heated to the interface, certain checks will be performed and then it will enter the small I. Then all the operation till here to here, it will be performed by your checkpoint small I. And now after this, can you see your capital I? Means your post inbound. Till here, it will be between your small I to capital I. Now, after capital I, your routing will be done and the packet will be sent out to small o, right? And after this, your packet will be forwarded to your capital O. So all the operation, all the packet flow lies between small I, small o, capital O, right? Now, the point to like explaining this small o and capital O, because I wanted to make you understand. Can you see this section from here to here? This one. This is what? This is the section which will be inserted below to your small I when you will be enabling your secure Excel. If you are enabling your secure Excel, this particular section, this additional section will be inserted below to your small I. If you do not have your secure Excel enabled, then your traffic will be coming directly to the slow path. But if your secure Excel is enabled, this particular section here will be inserted. Right now, what do you mean by, what do you understand by this particular section? What this says basically? It says, see, what happens is when the first packet will be coming, right? First packet will be coming. Now, till now, we are discussing about the first packet. We are not, see, if you're talking about the TCP three-way handshake, in the 3 messages, we are discussing only the first message till now. Okay, so you can understand how, how they are keeping smallest thing in the mind. I'm talking about the checkpoint, right? So here you can see the first packet will be bypassing this thing, this secure Excel. First packet will not entertain by secure Excel or anything. It will be coming directly to slow path. All right. Now, when it will be coming to slow path, it will be checked by policy. And if the policy says that connection is allowed, then the connection table entry will be maintained. So when this connection table entry will be maintained, one secure Excel connection table will be maintained, and where that will be here. This is secure Excel connection table. All right. Now, secure by enabling, let's suppose we do not have the secure Excel in our network. So what will be happening? All the traffic will be coming over here to slow path, right? It will be checked by the connection table initially. If the entry is there, it will be bypassed by the policy lookup. But destination net, source net and everything will be checked. Record connection and everything will be done, right? But here, just see very carefully and just pay attention. If your secure Excel is enabled, when the traffic will be coming here, it will be asked, is secure Excel is disabled? If the answer is yes, then by default, the traffic will be coming where? To the slow path, right? But if the answer is no, secure Excel is not disabled, that means secure Excel is enabled. And again, the second thing will be checked will be your secure Excel connection table. What it is? Secure Excel connection table. And it says, do we have any entry in the secure Excel connection table? So if the packet is not a first packet, now we are talking about the second packet. If the packet is second packet, so definitely I'll be having one entry over here. Why? Because I'll be having the entry from the connection table. So I have replicated that table from here to there. So I'll be having one entry over here also, right? Now, if my connection table, secure Excel connection table is having one entry, yes, I do have the entry, the traffic will be passed from here and it will be checked whether that particular traffic, whether that particular packet is SYN packet or FIN packet or reset packet. If it's a reset packet or SYN packet or any other packet, your traffic will be bypassed to the fast path. Now, what the fast path does? Fast path is bypassing that traffic directly to your, can you see this line? Directly to your capital O. So if the packet which is coming from your client, if that packet is reset packet, FIN packet or anything, then your firewall will be using the fast path and it will be bypassing the whole packet flow of the checkpoint, whole security check of the firewall, and it will be passing the traffic to your capital O, and here your packet will be out. So you can see if the whole security check is taking 2 seconds to pass that traffic, your secure Excel will take only 0.5 seconds to pass that traffic. Can you see the change, the time change? Can you make the difference over here? Right now, this was a situation when I had one connection entry and that packet was reset FIN or SYN packet. But what if there is no entry? Then it will check what is accept temp, like is there any entry in the accept template? So what secure Excel does? Secure Excel maintains one secure Excel connection table, right? Which we have seen over here. second table it's maintained, which is called accept template. It is accept template. Then the third thing it maintains is the NAT template. The fourth thing it maintains is the drop template. So these four template this secure Excel maintains. You can see the first is accept template, then NAT template, then the drop template, and we do have this connection template. Right? You guys can see over here, right? Anyone, any doubt?
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Are you able to hear?
Yes, I can.
Sir, I just want to ask that why we are maintaining the security on inbound traffic? Means WAN is over the internet, and the viruses or attacker, they will be attacked from internet. So outbound means I didn't get, means why these all checks are done.
I am not discussing the outbound traffic yet. I am discussing the inbound traffic. That's what I have mentioned in my PPT, right? When I explained that the traffic is coming from the LAN side.
Okay, sir. Means LAN side also it is checking and
yeah.
I have one doubt.
Yes,
Can you
please.
hear me?
Yeah, I can.
No, actually, I just want to know like why the routing is after the I, because it should come first, right?
Why
The
routing is before I? Why it should first? It should come first.
Should check the routing table first, right? When the traffic comes to the
it's
inbound.
not mandatory, right? It's how the checkpoint has designed their packet flow. Actually, there is no as such reason for that. That's how they have designed. You can see over, right? See?
Yeah.
They have kept this routing over here, so we cannot.
Yeah.
Maybe their router module lies over here.
Because my question was that if there is no routing, then there is no point of inspecting all those steps, right? It can reject from the first step, right?
No, it has to be one log. One log should be generated, right? If there is no routing, there has to be one log, right? How you will be able to understand that there is no routing?
Okay, so for the purpose of logs, they kept the routing.
Logging is, if you talk about the network security, logging is the god of network security. If you are not getting the log, you will be blinded. You'll not be able to do things very properly. You have to search things then. If you are getting the logs, it will make your life very easy. So all these things we are doing because we want the proper logging actually. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Anything else? Anyone? Record. Can you see this record connection over here?
Yes.
That's the part, yeah.
Sir, with the last question of the routing. Hello.
Go on.
Sir, so I think the reason will be because after NAT, the destination will change. Then routing should be checked. That is a proper flow.
Yeah, you can understand like this also. When we'll discuss the high level, let me show you. You guys are a bit impatient, I believe. Can you see this packet flow?
Yes.
The traffic is coming, hitting. One moment. The traffic is coming, SAM database, anti-spoofing session lookup, policy lookup, then destination, there, NAT, then route lookup. So here the route lookup is happening where the routing is happening in the end. So when I'll be discussing this packet flow, you will be able to understand this question very well. Don't worry about it, why the routing is there.
Yes, sir, because this was one of the interview questions I was asked, why routing is afterward NAT. So similar answer they were expecting, because after netting, source or destination, whichever NAT it is, then routing will come in place. It will not make any sense if it is earlier.
See, source or destination is whatever is not the correct answer. Destination, you are correct. Source will be happening after the route lookup, because routing always happen on the basis of destination.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, you are correct. All right. So I was discussing about this secure Excel. So you guys are clear, right? This secure Excel is maintaining what? Your secure Excel connection table, your accept template, your drop template, your NAT template. Now, what is the use of this secure Excel accept template, NAT template, and the drop template? What it does actually, to make the firewall security processing much better, it maintains one record. It maintains the record of the recently accepted traffics. It maintains a record of accepted, like dropped traffic. It maintains a record of recently natted traffic, so that traffic do not has to go to altogether the slow path. The traffic should not go to the firewall policy again and again to check the acceptability or not. It should be one, there should be one record in the accept template. If session table entry is not there, because this session table entry will be for very small time, maybe for 5 minutes or maybe 2 minutes, right? But this accept template will be remain for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Right. So if firewall says that if my session, like my connection table entry is flushed, it should not be like the traffic is going again to the slow path. There has to be one mechanism where I can maintain one log. It will not be very detailed mechanism, but yes, I will maintain one particular entry in my accept template that this traffic was allowed. And then on the basis of the incoming packet for which I'm checking whether the traffic is allowed or not, on the basis of that source destination and the port number, I will again insert one entry in the connection table. Right? So it says that if my connection table is not having entry, it should not be like that. It is again going to the slow path. Right? So that's the reason it's maintaining the accept template. Similarly, if the traffic is being recently dropped by cleanup rule or something else, it will be maintained in the drop template. And if the entry is there in the drop template, the traffic will be discarded over here. Otherwise, this traffic will go to your slow path and the traffic will be discarded over here by the policy. So it is trying to, it's trying to save the time of the firewall by enabling the security acceleration. Similarly, in the NAT, if the netting is happening where? Here. So what they are doing, they are simply saying if that there is one entry in the NAT table, just pick that entry and do the netting. Why you are going to the slow path and you are crossing all these steps and taking the netting information from here? So they are maintaining the NAT template also, right? So what it says, accept template is having one packet. Yes, establish a new secure Excel connection means one entry should be there in the connection table. Then if your NAT template entry is there, if it's yes, then there should be one secure Excel NAT entry table. Again, here it will be maintained. If it's no, then this traffic will be bypassed like this. Now it will be asked on this particular traffic, there should be any content inspection or not. If the answer is no, the traffic will be bypassed to the firewall fast path and it will be landed to your capital O, right? Now, if it says no, yes, we need the content inspection on this particular traffic, then fast Excel rule will be checked. Now, what are the fast Excel rule? Fast Excel rule is basically the rules we create for the content. Okay, and this if the entry is there in this particular fast Excel rule entry, then it will be again forwarded by your fast path. If there is no entry, then the traffic will be coming to medium path, and in the medium path you have certain things. Which are the things? For an example, content inspection is altogether part of your medium path. Right, although it's a part of both fast path and the medium path, but majority of it is there in the medium path. So the traffic is coming here, it will come to the content inspection will be done, and everything will be checked over here in regarding to your content. And if the traffic will be allowed from here, then it will be passed, otherwise it will be dropped over here. Okay, so can you understand like what security acceleration is doing? Can you see enabling security acceleration, what security acceleration is doing? Right? So if you ask me in a layman language, what I can say, okay, one more thing. Remember, just a few minutes before I have mentioned that Checkpoint is not a zone-based firewall. Remember or not? Huh? Just few minutes back, like maybe 15-20 minutes back, I mentioned checkpoint is not a zone-based firewall.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Why? Why they say that? And why they do not need the zone-based firewall? Zones are very much good understanding or good functions to provide security, right or not? Who all are working with Fortinet and the Palo Alto, they will agree with me that having the zone concept is very much good way to maintain the security. Then why checkpoint is not saying that we do not need the zone? Why? Because they say that you need the zones to maintain the security. But my architecture of the firewall is we have designed our hardware in such a way that we do not need the zone of security. Why? They say this is their hardware, let's suppose. So this is hardware architecture basically. So there will be two modes basically. The first one will be kernel mode. What it is? What it is? Kernel mode. The another one is what? User mode. Now, what is the difference? The kernel mode. All the operations from layer 1 to layer 4 will be done by your kernel mode. Whether you talk about your MAC address table, where it will be maintained on the kernel mode. If you talk about the ARP table, where it will be maintained on the kernel mode. Your connection table, where it will be maintained at the kernel mode. So every operation, every table from layer 1 to layer 4 will be done by your kernel mode. So the traffic which will be coming to your interface here, it will be entering initially to the kernel mode, right? Whether it's coming from the inside or whether it's coming from the outside, it will be entering to your kernel mode, right? What is kernel mode? It's the mode which perform the operation from layer 1 to layer 4. Now, what is layer 1 to layer 4? It's a OSI model layer, right? Layer 3 filtration, layer 4 filtration will be done by your kernel mode, correct? Now, what is user mode? All the remaining layer 5 to 7 will be processed by your user mode. Okay. Now, what does, if you talk about content inspection, who will be doing it? Your user mode will be doing it. Your URL filtering, who will be doing it? Your user mode will be doing it. Application identification, who will be doing it? Your user mode will be doing it. So all the things which is in the 5th, 6th, and 7th layer will be done by your user mode, and 1 to 4 will be done by kernel mode. Any doubt till here? If this thing is clear, then I should proceed further. I need 5 minutes more and then we'll wrap up today's session. Anyone? Is it clear to everyone? This user mode and kernel mode?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Now what it says, what checkpoint says when the traffic will be coming. Okay, let's suppose the DOS attack is coming, right? So DOS attack, this is my outside interface, this is my inside interface, okay? So DOS attack will be coming. DOS attack will come on the basis of what? Source and destination. Correct or not? And let's suppose this DOS attack is for the firewall. They want to make this firewall down, right? So DOS attack will be coming here, right? So the checkpoint says when the DOS attack will be coming to my firewall, my kernel mode will be totally deaf and dumb. Let's suppose the CPU, memory, and everything of the kernel mode is 100%. Now my firewall, my kernel mode is deaf and dumb. Checkpoint says, but my user mode will be untouched. My user mode will be untouched. So what I can do, I can log into my user mode. I can create one rule, any deny, and with a single rule, I can drop this DOS attack immediately with one rule. I do not need the zone concept because my hardware in such a way that if there will be any DOS attack, I can handle it very easily. And if they say that, let's suppose for an example, the DOS attack is coming for any of the server. Okay, the DOS attack is coming for any of the server. For an example, they are saying, let's suppose my kernel mode, the DOS attack is coming for any of the server. So what they say when the traffic will be coming to my interface, it will be evaluated from layer 1 to layer 4 inspection for the kernel mode, and then this traffic will be checked whether the layer 7 inspection is needed. If the answer is yes, then only it will be sent out to your user mode to check. If they do not want the layer 7 inspection, this traffic will never go to your user mode. It will be routed like this. So if it's a layer 3 or layer 4 attack, it will be identified over here. And if it's if the user mode is required, if a layer 7 inspection is required, then the traffic will go like this. And here the user mode inspection will be done. And remember, only and only inspection will be there. Not a single decision making will be here in the user mode. Sorry, decision making will be there in the user mode. Decision implementation will not be there in the user mode. What do I mean by this? Do you have a manager in your team or not? Whatever you discuss internally in the team, what is that? That is action. Right? And then you sent this action to your manager for the approval. If your manager approves it, that message will come to you and you will implement it. If manager denies it, that message will come to you. You will not deny it. You will not implement that action. Similarly, the user mode says whether this traffic is allowed or not, and then it sends that traffic back to kernel mode. If user mode says that this traffic is not allowed, it will by default forward that traffic to kernel mode, and kernel mode discard that traffic. If they say that this traffic is allowed, then only this kernel mode inspection will allow the traffic, and this traffic will be entering to your network. So because of this architecture, they say that our hardware, model is in such a way that we do not need the zone concept. Although if you need to implement the zone concept, you can do that with the checkpoint firewall. Okay. So that's the basic, this is how this checkpoint firewall is being designed in such a way that they do not need the zone concept basically. So I hope you are clear with this. Your what it was, secure Excel, user mode, and the kernel mode. If you understood this today's session, believe me, if you understood today's session, believe me, this in your upcoming interview, if you are not enrolling for this batch, in your upcoming interview, if you are going for level 2 interview or higher, believe me, one question will be there from these 3 topics I have explained you today. They will ask you what is the use of secure Excel, what is the benefit you will get in the secure Excel, what is accept template, drop template. And for the record, let me mention one more thing over here. I'll show you this thing in our lab when we'll discuss this topic again in our batch. But for the record, in our secure Excel, you will see this drop template will always be disabled. We always enable the accept template and the NAT template. We always disable the drop template because let's suppose if the DOS attack is there on the firewall and somehow the firewall is what it is maintaining, it's dropping the traffic. So your drop template will be full, right? And then it will start making the problem. And I do not want to maintain the entries of the traffic which is getting dropped on my firewall. I have the log, right? I can work on the log. I do not need one dedicated database to be created for the drop traffic. So that's the reason we always keep this drop template disabled. We always keep this accept template and the NAT template enabled. and that's sufficient for us, and beautifully it works with the checkpoint firewall. Anyone, any doubt regarding the syllabus, regarding this topic, kernel mode, user mode, or anything, or the batch timing or anything? No doubt?
Sir, we will get the notes also.
No, notes you have to prepare, and I'll tell you how to prepare the notes. Notes you have to prepare.
Okay.
I will give you some documents like interview question, interview PDF questions, right? Some general question, admin guide I'll give you, right? One assignment is there which is being prepared by me. If you will revise that assignment, your whole topic, your whole course will be revised. Okay, so certain documents I'll give you, but not a proper note, because I'm not in a favor of providing the notes. It makes students to become lazy, actually. So I never provide the notes, actually. All right, so if you are planning to enroll in this particular batch, you can get enrolled with you can contact on this number, or what you can do, you can go on the Google here, and here you can search for our skilled Inspirational Academy. This is our website, right? You can contact from here also. You can go for the live courses, and you can plan your batch accordingly. All right, anyone, any doubt?
Hello.
Yes, please.
So last from 10 years, I'm working with Windows and operations side. So how this course will be helpful, or I can enter in this field in security or something like that by enrolling this course?
Okay, so have you completed your CCNA?
CCNA I have not completed, but I am having the knowledge about that.
Okay, so see what you can do. You can mention, see what you can do. You can enroll the course. You can take the understanding. You can do your own lab, right? So after, when you'll be comfortable with this technology, you can mention in your technology that I have worked on a checkpoint also, and definitely you'll get the opportunities. So if you are good with that technology, you will get the interview calls. That time you have to just prepare the notes and everything, and you will be able to go for the interview. And if you will be selected over there, nobody will ask what particular thing you have done. Right. But yes, you have to be good with the technology, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. And for that, I'll be teaching you in such a way that you will be good. If you follow my instructions, believe me, you do not need to do anything. Just follow the instructions which I'll be giving you. Vineet, I can see Vineet is mentioning his number and saying that please add me into the group. See, group is not created yet. What you can do, you can connect with Vidit sir or Hemu sir on the given numbers. You can contact us. You can fill the form from here, or what you can do, you can directly reach out to this number. This is Vidit sir's number, I think. Let me give you Hemu sir's number also. Let me give you other number also. Okay. This is one number, and another number is 90192 32915. You can connect on this number also. This is Hemu sir's number. All right. So that's all from my side, guys, for today. I hope this session would have, fruitful for everyone. See you soon in the live classes, and we'll be having blast in the classes. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Take care.